We are now into session 7, where we are going to shift gears a bit from matters to do with technology and innovation, and then start tackling issues to do with human capital, or rather human resource, research and capacity building. And so I'm going to invite the chair of this particular session. It's exactly 4:45. Bear with us, we've been time barred, but in the next 45 minutes, we should be in a better position to wind up. So I'm going to invite the session chair, who is none other than Ms. Loise Nduati. Ms. Loise Nduati will be our chair. And then she's going to invite the speakers, and she has background in human resource management with over 10 years experience supporting diverse multicultural teams in development and humanitarian aid sectors. As a senior business associate for Acumen in East Africa, Loise holds a cross-functional role working on business development, communications, and talent teams. Put your hands together for our chair for this particular session, Ms. Loise Nduati.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have the very fortunate opportunity to be standing between you and traffic, you and your next cup of tea. So please allow us to spend this time to talk about what Esther has just said, practical solutions for your business with regard to human resource and capacity building. Sawa sawa? Okay. What I do outside of my regular HR work is I train. And I feel bad when people don't respond to me. So if you want to make me cry at this time of the evening, fail to respond to me. That is what will make me saddest at this point. So when I say sawa sawa, just answer. Oh, fantastic. You see? You know how to do it. Thank you. So, karibu sana. Excellent. So, we'll make this short and sweet and super practical. As short and sweet and as practical as possible for our entrepreneurs in the room. And I want us to go on a journey. And I'll start with you, Jane. A few people in this room today are still in their careers, still employed somewhere, and are looking to transition. 3 things that they must know before they transition.
To answer you on that, if you want to transition, the first thing is to know what exactly would you want to transition to. And you have to do your research to be able to know that you're not dealing with the perception in your mind, but with the reality on the ground. So do your research. If you want to start maybe a business, maybe a financial consulting firm, get to have someone who is already in that business. Understand what they go through. Get a mentor. Someone who is willing to hold your hand and tell that this is how it goes. When I say my business, I remember someone offered me because they knew what I could do, but I was missing one thing. I was lucky they waited for me to go and register for whatever that I didn't have. But ideally, I should have done my homework and know that if I want to go into this business, then legally I need 1, 2, 3, 4. In terms of experience, I need this and this and this. Be able to map out the whole picture, even before you even step out if you're already employed. That is one of them. 2, be good at what you're claiming to do. And be able to know what exactly are you coming to solve. 3, are you leaving your job to come and be self-employed? And what is the difference between self-employed and running a business and being an entrepreneur? So again, you have to think through that. Because sometimes you leave a job and you go to self-employment and you can't make the money. You get the difference between a business owner and a self-employed person? Where you have to do something for people and you have to wait for them to pay you, to pay yourself and pay other people. Where what you are doing, you cannot even teach other people to be able to implement. So be able to get that picture very well, know that you may go, and whatever you are selling, how will your cash flow be? So think through that. It should not hold you to employment if you have already decided, but it's good if you have the chance to think through, including testing before you quit. You know, start doing it on the side, but don't do the 10 side hustles. Just have one side hustle, and then do that one and see whether it actually picks and if you're able to go through with this. See if it's something that you enjoy, and after that you'll be good to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. I'm actually told that one of our panelists sent a representative. Gregory, are you here? Oh, fantastic. Please join us. Thank you. You have moved into this business. You have started it. 3 challenges that as an entrepreneur you're bound to face. And from a human resource management perspective, 3 key challenges that you're bound to face as an entrepreneur, so you must think about them, must solve them.
I'm going to talk about the entrepreneur, maybe also for the self-employed. So the 3 big challenges that I've seen with the people that I serve, because I work for small and medium enterprises, we provide HR services to them. And I think the biggest is the culture. They have this unique culture where everything rotates around the CEO. Everything rotates around the MD. Everything is done according to what the MD feels and thinks, you know. There are no systems, there are no policies, there are no, you know, all those things are missing. If you want to hire someone, instead of going for the best in the market, you're starting to think, I know so-and-so who can do so-and-so, you know what I mean? If it is promotions, you now have 4 people and you think someone should move to do something different, instead of thinking about who is the best to promote and what criteria, again, you think small. And go for, you again use your intuition to do those promotions. If it's a pay raise, it will depend again with what you feel about Jane and Esther, who gets the pay and ABCD. So again, just having system, moving away from that culture of very informal things, a very informal way of doing things. It doesn't matter how small you are, but can you just be structured? You have been employed before, you are lucky if you have been employed before, and you saw how they would run business when you're employed. So it doesn't matter how it says you are. Go for systems. Go for being structured. Run your business like an empire, so that even when you grow, then there are systems that you can actually ride on. That is one of them. The other thing is compliance. I have seen entrepreneurs, I think how I got into this is because one of my friends had been taken to court, had been sued because they fired someone without following the due procedure. Maybe they're used to doing it, but then this particular day, he found one person who knew the law, and they were sued. So again, you think you're small, but you're still an employer. And employees are protected in this country. True or false? Or should I say true or true? Yeah. So employees are protected in this country. There are labor laws that are there in this country that are meant to protect these employees. So from day one again, how you used to behave when you're employed, how your employer would treat all the other employees. Please just have systems, have people review the contracts that you give them. When I talked about the culture, you would find that some people, when you are an entrepreneur, you employ people, they work for you for years, they don't have contracts, which is a minimum requirement by the law. True? They work for you, they don't have a job description. They don't know what needs to be done. They don't know when you'll pay them. When you used to work for that particular employer, you knew by 25th, mshahara itaingia. But now you are the employer, but you're not behaving well. And it's a challenge that we are facing with very, very many small and medium enterprises. Even when they have grown to 100 employees, you find that you still don't have the systems. Or you try to now introduce new things and people are resisting because you did not have that particular system. And because of this, it brings me to that challenge, which is now high turnover. Because these people, you're not making them believe that you're actually an employer and you care about their experience in your workplace. You care about their experience in their tenure when they're working for you. Because if they're working for you, in their CV, you'll appear. True or false? You'll appear as an employer, meaning you're actually a very big part in their careers. You are a very big story in their story of career story. So how they experience, because they will always talk about it. I used to work for this family business. I used to do ABCD. This is how I used to be treated. So you become part of their story. Please make that story be very interesting. Give them the human being experience, you know. Treat them properly, have systems, and even if they have to go, let them have the modus of telling, you know what, I'm giving notice, I have to go because you have treated them well. I have seen with entrepreneurs, people quitting in the morning with an SMS because they are fed up with you because of how you are treating them. So regardless of what size you are, remember you are an employer, behave like one, and treat people like an employer. Let them have that good story about you long before they have left, after they have left your place. I think those are my three key challenges that I've seen with the SMEs.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What are they? Number one? Systems. Systems, structures, policies. Number two? Compliance. So we have to pay NHIF
Yes.
and NSSF.
We have to pay
But
NSSF,
we
we have to pay
can't
KRA, you have to pay NSI, you have to give people drinking water at the very least, you know. You must give them proper seats to sit on. Just the basics for people to be able to work for you properly. They are building your empire. Give them that good experience, and it is possible for you to give them that bad experience. When they have done something wrong, don't demonize them. Give them feedback the way it should be given. The other challenge maybe I should just talk about it is lack of accountability. We do not hold people accountable. When they have not done what we expected and we have not even shared the expectation before, we keep quiet, or you start treating them badly, you know? And you don't give them that forever. So whatever you do, always remember the place that you used to work. They treated you well because maybe it was an international, and nothing stops you from behaving like that. Comply with the law. Make those remittances and give them statements. Give them a pay slip. They need that. Give them a contract. Just the basic of people to feel that they're actually working for a good person.
Okay, and what was number three? High turnover, which she has helped us solve, right? Good. Let's keep going on this journey. Joshua, there is a thing called incubation, which is a good place for a person who's trying to start a business to go to kind of practice and learn how to run a business before they step out into the whole world. Tell us a little bit about that and what opportunities there are in this Nairobi of ours to incubate our businesses before we start.
Good afternoon. I like referring to my organization, Net Fund, as one of the government's best kept secrets. It's not supposed to be a secret, but many people do not know that we even exist. But basically what we do is we bring in companies or businesses that have an element of environmental sustainability, and we take them through a process, the whole process of formalizing or building a formal enterprise. And we support them through the legality, the compliance issues, the registration of the business, then the prototype development, and then the market survey, the financing, and all this we do it for free. So we are a government organization, and we also have quite a bit of donor funding that helps us take this businesses through all this process. It takes about 18 months, and we have seen, and if I may mention, we have seen quite a number of enterprises grow, and of course we have seen many spectacular failures. But the interesting thing is that our star performance have been the women enterprises that have done very well. Although they are not, we don't have as many of them as we would have liked. And probably this is a good forum as any other to say that when we have a call for applications, we then want to see as many women apply, because we have a women's category, precisely just to encourage women to apply for incubation. But we don't see as many of them as we ought to. I'm sure there are many underlying issues that cause this, and probably we could discuss this. But there's an opportunity through government to come as a budding entrepreneur who has a business which is addressing an environmental issue for support. And the support is very rigorous. The support is given without any fee at all. And that is a revelation of the secret. Thank you.
Let's get practical.
Yes.
Give me an example or a couple of examples that of businesses that are solving an environmental issue. There may be people here who are looking to learn what that looks like and will be at your door tomorrow.
Okay. One of our most interesting entrepreneurs is a gentleman called Magiro. Magiro Mini Hydro is located in Moranga. And the problem that he's solving, and okay, let me backtrack a bit, is Magiro was a Form 4 failure. Didn't do very well in physics or chemistry or in the sciences, but he had sort of a passion. I'm sure our motivational speaker will be very interested to know that in his heart, in his mind, he knew that he wanted to provide power for his mother. He used to see power from afar, and he would dream like, one day I'll be able to provide power to my mom. And with a little, about 600 shillings, he got some bicycle parts, and he started providing hydropower with a stream that is nearby, with a river that flows nearby. He was able to start generating power. And with that contraption, he started, his house was lit, of course, and it became sort of a beacon to the rest of the community. And everyone else now wanted to get into the act. And so he won, he was one of our winners in our award process. And so we took him in, and we have really helped him develop the mini hydro, going through all the compliances that are required. That is ERC, KPLC. We had all the licenses done, and so far he's providing power to about 250 people. And now we have even taken him further, because there's a social entrepreneur who wants to come in and invest money, big money, about 50 million shillings, to just make it a bit more formal, to make it bigger so that it can serve more people. Now, the most interesting part of it is that Kenya Power is also saying that they will not be able to provide power at that cost, because he's charging 200 bob per month. So for me, that is one of the best examples of someone who solved a problem. Despite his handicaps of having failed in education, he rose up, he just had a dream, and there he is right now, almost on the verge of becoming a millionaire. Not very well educated, basically illiterate. So that is one of our very good entrepreneurs. The other I talked about a women-led enterprise. She's called Sweet and Dry, and what she does is mango. She does value addition to the mango product, because whenever there's a glut, the mango product basically sells for very, very few shillings. And the farmers are always shortchanged, because we have brokers coming to buy the mangoes cheaply and selling them elsewhere. So what she's doing is making it into powder and providing it into crisps. They're called crisps, yeah. I think they're called mango crisps. Very, very nice. I wish I could come with them. And she's doing so well. She's been able to get international market right now. She's about to penetrate the Japanese market, just with a little push from what we have done to her, with quite a number of awards. And so she's solving a problem, post-harvest losses, and therefore increasing the income of the farmers in our areas. And she's contracted a number of farmers. A number of those farmers are women. Normally, there are a lot of women who are doing that business. And the same to Kitui. We also have the same kind of setup in Kitui, where we have come together and again started working on the mango product, which grows it's very prevalent in Kitui County. And so they are solving that. That is a problem they're solving, and at the same time, they're able to create an income base, reduce the post-harvest losses. Which, if you understood the post-harvest losses in Kenya, it's quite huge and enormous.
It's huge.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic. So if you are here and your business is solving an environmental problem, that's a place to go and incubate, right? Fantastic. We continue on our journey. HR is a big issue. We have a lot of university students doing a lot of research, connecting to industry. Prof was just talking to us about many solutions on shelves somewhere. Where do young in terms of young businesses, or just women entrepreneurs go to find good research for their industries, for their businesses? How do they connect the academia to their businesses? Alice, please help us.
Yeah, that's a very valid question. I just want to correct something on my introduction. I'm not a lecturer at the university. I work for Kenya Industrial Research and Development Institute. And our motto is, your industrial technology partner. And that is where now we are tapping the opportunities from the universities, the ideas that are there, and turning them into businesses through technology development, through transfer of those technologies and commercializing the same so that they can become businesses that have a commercial value. And so as entrepreneurs who are seated here, our business, your enterprise is our business. We nurture the growth of those enterprises from the basic ideas, the innovations. We nurture them so that they can grow into industries. We start from the small scale, we upgrade even to the large scale, and at some point, then you're able to start on your own. How do we do that? We have 3 models that we use to do that. One, we do capacity building and training. So you come with your idea, tell us what you have, and then we can train you into achieving your goal. Secondly, we use a concept called incubation, what is talked about. We do a lot of incubation. We have incubated quite a number of entrepreneurs, startup businesses. And our model takes about 6 months to 2 years. And you're able to nurture the businesses. During that program, we do a lot of training and capacity building in processing skills, product development, marketing, issues to do with research. And we make sure our goal is to ensure that enterprise or that idea grows into an enterprise that can stand on its own and generate income and add value. And the other model that we use is called common manufacturing. We have common manufacturing facilities. We have pilot plants all over the country. And we are working with the county government to see that we develop more of these pilot plants. So we do resource mapping in those counties and find out which resources are there, what counties are endowed with what. And now we use those resources. We develop technologies along those resources. And through the common manufacturing, the small businesses can come to us. You don't have the capacity to buy equipment. We have the equipment. By the way, we can also do equipment for you. And if you have the monies and you want to do the equipment, we can fabricate the equipment for you. That is also our strength. But at a common manufacturing facility, you come to us, you pay a small fee, you work from our premises or from our pilot plants, you develop your products, and then you can take your product to the market. And in that, we have seen so many people interested. We have so many incubators. We have so many people who are using our common manufacturing facilities. And that is how now we are nurturing ideas that are just ideas. We turn them into inventions that can have a commercial value. Yes, that is how now we are engaging we are linking also the universities. We are working into building strong relationships with the strategic partners, with the academia, and any other stakeholders who are able to work with us so that we can nurture these innovations, to make them just to nurture them, not just to make sure that they grow into businesses and enterprises that can support themselves.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Is the capacity building free?
No. We do it at a fee. But it is an affordable fee.
An affordable fee.
You come to us, we discuss with you, we custom made, we look at your need, and then we're able to do a program for you.
Okay.
Yes. Neither is capacity building free, incubation free, it is at a fee, yes.
Okay.
But you are able to use our facility, you grow with us, and then you're able to be on your own.
Okay.
Yes.
And the use of the common manufacturing is at a small fee?
It is at a small fee. I would say it's small, because small is also relative. But I would say it's affordable. It's an affordable fee. You can afford to pay for that service. It may not be at the market value. It could be a bit lower, but you are able to pay. I had prepared a presentation. I was ready for a presentation, but unfortunately I'm doing this, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But I had even shown some of the enterprises that we are incubating. We find a lot of women who are interested in our incubation facilities and also common manufacturing facilities. There are a number of them who are really interested.
Yeah. I think
sometimes
Ruth,
we also worked with NETFAD. We participated in the competition. We were working on a banana value chain. We are adding value to banana, and we were developing products along the banana value chain.
yeah. I
Yes.
think Ruth, you'll share this presentation afterwards with everybody. It would be nice for us to see what is happening over there.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot
isn't
of
that
happening.
good practical advice for where to go? Government is doing something, there are opportunities. So we were told early in the morning not to be saying, hakuna biashara, ni ngumu. Isn't that what Mr. Waithaka told us? Yeah, so practical. We are on a journey. Sir, business is hard. Those challenges, once I decide I want to leave my employer, I want to go and start my own business. And then I need to do a lot of research. I need to know where to go and have my business incubated. I employed my sister, she stole from me. Challenges, I didn't comply. One of my employees is suing me. It can get traumatic. What do I do about it? What do I do from a psychological perspective to take care of myself and to take care of my employees?
Thank you. I'm sitting in for Dr. Susan Getao. My name is Gregory. And thank you so much for appreciating that possibly we need to take care of our entrepreneurs. Because when we look at trauma, we look at some things that are happening and you didn't expect them. All of a sudden you've woken up, your business is not there, 20 million. Somebody said she lost 20 million on a single day. You wake up one day, or your workforce has actually been taken by your competitor and they've been given really good rates. From there, fine, the insurance has actually paid you the X amount of money, but from there, what do I do as an individual? It can be challenging because the journey of an entrepreneur it's only you alone who understands where you want to go. It can be really challenging coming up, connecting with the right people, and what have you. The first thing I think we really need to do is to really define ourselves. Know that who am I? And if I don't do this, you'll find us as entrepreneurs over-identifying with our business. Yet, according to the law, the business is a separate entity. But you find us entrepreneurs over-identifying with this. If this business is taken to court, it is me they have taken to court. If this business is sued by a worker, it is me who has taken over-identification with the business. Yet, there should be separate, like what she was saying, that possibly you need structures in place to do that. Another thing is the competencies. We need to grow our competencies, do more of capacity building. Capacity building, I mean understand business. Yes, consultants will come into your table. The office, you'll actually find it's a boss who enters the office the first thing in the morning around 6, even at 9, he's still in the office because he has to verify everything. Where is your family? You know, who do you go back to? Who do you open up to? Believe you me, if you don't take care of yourself and the people who matter to you, you will find yourself messing. There is a lot of emotional bottling up. Things are happening. You don't have anybody to share of because you're the big man in that particular area. So who are you sharing with? That is why she was saying that possibly having a network of individuals who can understand you, who you can tell, I've actually lost money. I've actually lost it. And they will not look at you, oh, you're stupid. So how come that you are conned? Because in the entrepreneurship world, it is shark infested. Another thing that possibly is work, leisure, and balance and integration. There is a lot of sacrifices. You sacrifice a lot, you make billions. But up there, when you look up like this, nobody is with you. They're actually saying, oh, that dad, these are the people who should be taking the baton to the next level. Or the lady of the house is saying, oh, I really hate this company because it took away my man. You know, the husband of the house is actually saying, I really don't like this idea because it stole my wife. I wish that possibly she didn't do this. So coming up with a balance, remembering that possibly I am key, and we experience trauma in different aspects. You know, having lost X amount of money, you're always hypervigilance. You know, you actually work on flight mode. You cannot relax. Actually, when you go to sleep, your muscles, like at the shoulder area, they're always paining. Massage will not actually, yes, it can do something, but you need to go sit down and rest. You know, reflect and evaluate. What am I doing? How is this work affecting me? Because we work so hard, but when time comes, the bills that we are paying to the hospital, we're actually questioning whether it is worth to actually do that particular thing. Because fight-flight mode, vasopressin, and basically the hormones, they actually eat you as an individual. You really need to actually take care of yourself as an individual. The cognition, when you work so hard, you don't process information faster. You don't analyze the information faster. So you'll find that possibly at different ages, you are doing very well. In the first 2 years, the third year, things are not happening. The fourth year, the fifth year, you're actually wanting to close. Why? Because things have clogged your system. You really need to actually look at yourself. How do I ensure this? One is self-care. Ability to cut off everything. You need yourself. Your husbands, you need yourself before your husband needs you. You need yourself more than the business needs you, because you're the person who runs the business. You're the person who runs that particular family. So who are you? Take care of yourself. By what? Cutting off. You need at least 1 hour of not doing anything. A silence. Sit back and evaluate. Who am I? Where am I going? Because it can be chaotic. It can be chaotic. Do we exercise? Exercise releases feel-good hormones. Exercise releases feel-good hormones. Go and exercise. Go and hit the road. Take care of yourself. Can you work on your vascular? Can you work on your muscles? You always sit down. You're always seeing things. So how do I take care of myself? Exercise, exercise. Check what you're eating. Diet is very, very important. You're always seated here, eating the food. We all know that possibly this food we've eaten has been so much on the fridge. All right? So who cooks your food? I love the Indian community. They carry their food because it is fresh. You are what you eat and what you think. Guys, we really need to take care of ourselves and also establish the social support, the people who matter to you, that on that bed, that possibly who will be with you. So as entrepreneurs, guys, as we are taking of others, we are making them achieve, we are making them do stuff. Take care of yourself. Thank you.
Self what? Self? I had people panic when he said 1 hour for yourself and do nothing. Why? Is it too much? Is it too little? Do you normally give yourself like 3 hours of pampering per day? You do that? That's fantastic. I need to learn from you. Where do you get the time? 1 hour of self-care at a minimum. Jane, you talked about people quitting in the morning in an SMS. You talked about failing to honor our employees. From a compliance perspective, what are the key things that an entrepreneur, even if all you have is 1 member of staff, what must you do?
At least give them a contract and give them a job description. Let them know.
Even if it's 1 person.
Even if it's 1 person. At least give them a contract, you know. Let them not be employed verbally. Give that person a contract, give them a job description. You know, just purpose to be a good employer. Doesn't matter how small you are. We are employers if you're employing someone. Even your nanny, you know. And give that person a sense of job security. If they're doing their job well, let them not come thinking that, what if nisha futwa? Maybe I'm not even, you know. And we keep seeing that with entrepreneurs, with SMEs. I'm sure it's a story that you guys are familiar with. Yeah, so give them that sense of security, give them a contract, be fair with other people. Even when you have to fire other people that are working for you, fire them properly. Give them a fair hearing. Because those who are remaining, will be affected more than that person who was gone. You are shaping the culture of your small enterprise. Even as you grow to a Goliath, that is the culture that you are shaping. Hapa, watu ufutwa tu ovyo ovyo. They'll be saying that about your enterprise. So just purpose to be fair. Just purpose to be that good employer. And again, just to comply, if it's not your strength, you can get a HR person to do that for you. You can come to us, or you can go to another person that you know that is able to ensure that your business complies and has the minimum HR standards. Keep a file for them. We have a case again in court of someone who employed someone verbally. They were supposed to pay them 50,000. I don't know how much they paid them, but this particular employee has gone to court to say that he was paid 6,000 every month, even though they had agreed 50,000. This person doesn't have a file for that employee. So it is her word against the employer. And she says she was never paid whatever they agreed. And when you go to court, the court favors the employee. If you go to the industrial court, you guys know that, eh? It is the responsibility of the employer to ensure you comply with the law and you keep the records that the government requires you to keep. The records you must keep, the government has stated in the Employment Act that the following as a minimum must be kept by every employer, even 5 years after they have stopped working for you. So you can check that case law in the case laws, case files in the industrial court. If you just Google the case law for, I won't say the SME, but this person has gone to court with that particular allegation, and the businessman cannot get out of it. I don't know how much is going to be penalized for it, but it's just a honest mistake. Maybe he didn't think he was doing wrong, or maybe even this lady's been malicious, but you can't get out of there because you do not have a personnel file, something as basic as that. So get that help from a professional, either your friends who are in HR or consultants that do that for you for businesses, but just make sure that you're on the right side of the law.
Is there a place I can find the list of things that are required for me as an employer?
I will not, you can read the labor laws if that's what you, but I will not transfer that responsibility to you. I want to believe people are experts in everything. People are expertise in the different lines. Eh? So instead of trying to do that on your own, have someone come set up for you the minimums. If you're okay having people, like what we do where I work, we provide that service as an outsourced service. If you're able to afford that, go for that. If you can't afford that, have someone come set up your systems, and then they can teach you how to run that. But at least have the basics. Let someone who knows how to draft employment contracts with the minimum requirements draft that for you. Let them open for you a file and give you a checklist of what must be in all the files that you ever bring new employees. Let them take you through how to even let an employee go. What must you pay for them? Have you seen people leaving and saying that my KRA was not remitted? And you remitted, right? But they can't find anything, and in KRA there's no record. I've seen people also come to claim for NSSF when they are much older, when I used to work. And there's no record at NHIF that the NSSF was remitted, but the employer says it remitted, but we can't find the file, the documentation. So documentation is key. Get an expert to do that for you. It doesn't matter how small you are, but do things the right way. Don't risk. Breaking the law is very expensive. It can bring down your company. The same thing when it comes to even filing taxes. Get an expert. Make sure you're doing the right thing required by the law.
Can we find them affordably?
Yes, very affordably. Actually, when you go to outsource, the outsourced model, you get to have very qualified people with 10 years experience, people who bring not just the filing of leave forms and paperwork, but the strategic level. People who can even sit for your board meetings, discuss with you, and bring the HR strategy into your small business. So that even as small as you think you are running like the big companies. Yeah. So actually it's an advantage, because again, when if you employ your own HR, which will be costly for your business, if that person is now starting their career, they may not bring the expertise that an experienced person will be able to bring to your business. And it's always, people are able to negotiate on prices. It's very doable. I personally work with very small people who have even 6 employees, and yeah, it's okay, and it's working for them. So I'm sure you would get even other people who are providing the same outside there, but you can also come to us. Whichever way, just make sure you comply.
Fantastic. Thank you. Now, this is a really nice way to end this afternoon. We have learned the things we can find for free on this side. If you're doing environment things, over there, NetFund will give you free incubation. We'll teach you all about compliance. We'll teach you all about how to run your business, right? Self-care. Self-care doesn't cost money. 1 hour in your day, food that you are going to eat anyway, right? What did we say? Sawa. Yeah? Exercising, you can come out of your house and take a walk. Yeah? The things we have learned on this side can be gotten for free. Then on that side, we have learned the things that we can pay affordably. How you get your business to comply. How you get yourself systems. How you get yourself policies and procedures. How you make sure that you are in line with the law. And then over there, if you need any research, if you need any manufacturing, for a small, affordable fee. Isn't that a good way to end this day? Clap for yourselves then. And thank you very much, my panelists.